The final question Ruben AMORIM fielded before the press wished him Merry Christmas and vice versa was not particularly merry. Bournemouth have a capacity stadium of 13,000 and are 5th. Why are Manchester United 13th? Real Madrid wouldn't be 13th. Bayern Munich wouldn't be 13th, the journalist stressed. The crux of the question was, how can United be so bad? It's a difficult question to answer, AMORIM admitted, and we have to know that, and don't let this become normal. I understand it's a tough moment and it is on me. Since the first day that I arrive, it's on me, because I'm responsible for the team. We cannot think about that, we just have to think about improving, to understand the context and not focus on what happened in the past. AMORIM is an upbeat personality whatever the score. He offers a hi guys whenever he enters a press conference room, and he brought some levity to his post-match interrogation on Sunday. If I knew, I would solve all the problems of this club, he assured, even this. At which point, AMORIM pointed at the leak in the ceiling. Team news leaks, goals leaked, and a leaking ceiling just about encapsulate the plight of United, marooned in 13th in the Premier League. Last season's 8th place was their worst finish in 34 years, and there is a genuine danger United could end up lower than that. AMORIM has been complicit in recent damaging defeats. The selections of Altay Bayindir and Tyrell Malacia were costly against Tottenham and Bournemouth last week, while United's defending at set pieces is the second worst in the league. I know what I'm going to do, AMORIM insisted. That is so clear for me. I feel so, not relaxed, because I'm really frustrated like the fans, but I know what to do. We have to solve some problems step by step, finding answers for everything. But it is a very difficult moment. We understand the fans and we will fight that. I cannot say better things for the fans. What I am trying to say to the fans is we understand. I understand as a coach. I understand the moment. I understand the frustration, the disappointment. I understand. And we will improve. It will take time. I said the same thing here after Everton, and people were talking about the top 4. So I know it's going to be really tough. It's important for us that in this side to say to the supporters, we understand, I understand, and they are incredible. We are doing a season that maybe you cannot see for long years, and we know that. The only way to face this is to prepare the next game like we won. You can say that and then try and go again, try to win a match. It's just from us. They need our help, and not the other way around. They are doing everything right. AMORIM is yet to master rotation. He has made 42 changes across the last 8 fixtures and not once named an unchanged Ixie. The defeat to Bournemouth on Sunday was the first time AMORIM did not make 5 substitutions. The Portuguese clarified after the 2-0 reverse at Arsenal 3 weeks ago that rotation is enforced, and he doubled down on that. In this moment, is not rotation to see the players and prepare the future, is simply to not have injuries. Matthijs de Ligt is sick. Harry Maguire did 90 minutes against City. He cannot play 3 days before because he played 90 minutes in 3 months. He did it one time against City, so we have to rotate him during the week. Today he is playing. Kobbie Mainoo played. He returned from injury, so I have to think if he's ready to cope with both games. So sometimes I have to play 2 games at the same moment. Rasmus Højlund played 2 games. The 3rd game today, we needed fresh legs. So we are trying to address everything. I just want to win games because I know that there's a long-term project, and we are focused on that. But I also know big clubs don't have a lot of time and you have to win games. So I have a clear idea the responsibility that I have here. But I'm trying to manage this team so we don't have injuries. If we have injuries, it's a massive problem. And try to win games and manage all the players, so I'm not rotating to see the future. I just want to win games and not have injuries. If we have injuries, is a big problem. There was an inane question on coaching a team on Boxing Day. I just want to win. I don't care about Christmas and nothing. AMORIM laughed. He still wished us a Merry Christmas. Ruben AMORIM will already have a strong idea of which positions he wants to strengthen at Manchester United. AMORIM has been in Manchester for just over a month, but he is sussing out the players at his disposal and will be in conversation with United's board about possible future transfers. Whether signings are made in the January transfer window remains to be seen. There is no war chest available to AMORIM, and sales will be required to offset any incomings. But United will strike in the winter window if they have the funds and the right opportunity presents itself. United's head coach has ushered in a new era at Old Trafford with a different formation, and wing-backs are crucial to the system, so it feels like a new signing could be made for that role. The wing-backs are two of the most important positions in Amorim's formation, and the 39-year-old is currently operating with Diogo Dalot, Noussair Mazraoui, Tyrell Malacia, and Ahmad. Ahmad is enjoying an excellent season and, impressively, has made a seamless transition to playing at right wing-back, but he's also played in one of the number 10 roles in recent matches. Amorim has experimented with Dalot and Mazraoui as the wing-backs, but starting with two natural full-backs in those positions hasn't really been working, as neither provide enough quality in attacking scenarios, and Dalot has struggled featuring on opposite side to his preference. The wing-back role is a unique position, and specialist players are often signed for clubs who rely on such systems. For example, Marcos Alonso thrived when he played as a wing-back for Chelsea because the demands of the role brought the best out of his qualities. Dalot hasn't looked comfortable as a left wing-back, Mazraoui hasn't played on that side under Amorim, and Malacia has looked below the level required. Luke Shaw has experience of playing in that position, but he's always injured and played in the back three when he was briefly fit. That means signing a new left wing-back for Amorim should be a priority, and United will have the chance to re-sign Alvaro Fernandes in the January window, which opens in a week. Fernandes joined Benfica on loan with a view to a permanent transfer in the January transfer window, and the Portuguese club triggered their option to buy him in May. Benfica paid €6 million, £5 million, plus €3 million, £2.5 million in potential add-ons to sign Fernandes, and United negotiated a large sell-on clause, along with a buyback option, into the transfer. The Manchester Evening News revealed in October that United's buyback option on Fernandes, who has become a regular starter for Benfica this season, is up to the 2026 summer window. The 2026 deadline was not communicated when the sale was completed, and it's thought the buyback clause could be activated for around £16 million, which could be a bargain. Fernandes would fit like a glove into Amorim's system and wouldn't cost much at all. Marcus Rashford is unhappy that Manchester United sounded out potential buyers for the forward without informing him. Sources close to Rashford have accused United of informing clubs of the 27-year-old's availability and that he was unaware of the developments. United have not made a concrete decision to sell Rashford, and well-placed sources say no specific conversations with intermediaries have been held about him, though they concede it is probable Rashford was mentioned given the speculation over his future. United were prepared to sell Rashford in the summer if there had been a market for the England international, though club figures stressed their preference was to keep Rashford and help him regain form. United received no offers for a player on a £325,000 a week contract. Rashford will be made available for transfer during the January transfer window amid the possibility he has played for United for the last time. United have 2 more games this calendar year against Wolves and Newcastle United. Tension has mounted between Rashford and United since the start of last season. Rashford was disciplined by former manager Erik Ten Hag in October 2023 for attending a birthday party at China White on Deansgate, hours after United lost 3-0 to Manchester City at Old Trafford. Rashford was also dropped from the squad for United's FA Cup 4th round tie at Newport County in January after he embarked on a boozy bender in Belfast. Thousands of United fans sarcastically cheered Rashford's removal in the City defeat, and he has been booed on a handful of other occasions, most recently during his last appearance away to Victoria Plzen in the Europa League. The decision to hire the experienced PR advisor, Caroline McAteer, midway through last season, caused consternation at the club. Ms. McAteer represents Cristiano Ronaldo and Jadon Sancho, 2 former United players who fell out with Ten Hag following incendiary public outbursts. Ms. McAteer's sports PR company also advised Raphael Varane. Varane, who is now retired, was dismayed by the handling of his departure in the summer after United did not extend his contract, and said in October the project didn't suit me. Mason Mount is another sports PR company client at United. Sources say Ms. McAteer's connection with Rashford was an issue under Ten Hag, but is not as much for the new head coach Ruben AMORIM. Rashford outlined his desire for a new challenge and the next steps in his career 2 days after he was omitted from the matchday squad against Manchester City on December 15th. Since conducting the interview with the journalist Henry Winter, Amorim has excluded Rashford from the 20-man squads for the defeats to Tottenham in the League Cup and Bournemouth in the Premier League. Amorim is under no pressure from the United hierarchy to remove Rashford from the squad. Chief Executive Omar Barada nor Technical Director Jason Wilcox have interfered with Amorim's team selections. Rashford was at Old Trafford for the 3-0 beating by Bournemouth and was filmed in the tunnel posing for photographs with mascots. He trained with the squad on Monday morning. Gary Neville believes Marcus Rashford's time as a Manchester United player is over after Ruben AMORIM's latest comments about the forward. Rashford has now been left out of the squad for United's last 3 games, and he has publicly stated that he feels ready for a new challenge. In his absence, United have beaten rivals Manchester City, been knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Tottenham, and suffered a 3-0 loss to Bournemouth. However, when asked after the Bournemouth defeat if Rashford would be back in the squad when United travelled to Wolves on Boxing Day, Amorim refused to give any clarity on the situation. "It depends. We will see," the Portuguese replied. "It's my decision, and it always will be. It is selection. I want to see the best of my players, and I try different things with different players. That's my focus." And Neville believes an immediate exit will probably work for both parties, with the January transfer window set to open in just over a week. "It is not really big team news anymore," Neville said of Rashford's latest omission. "It is something of a norm. A pattern has developed over the last week. It was a surprise last weekend. It is getting to the point where you leave him out 3 games on the bounce, something really is obviously going wrong or has gone wrong. And it is not looking great for both Marcus's future at the club or Manchester United keeping him either. I suspect it is getting to that point in the journey where it has got an inevitable ending. It is a distraction for the manager. It does become obvious that he probably has to leave, and that the club want him to leave it will probably work for both parties. There are good examples as well of players who have struggled at United. Jadon Sancho has gone to Chelsea and is doing better. Scott McTominay wasn't struggling, but he left to go to Napoli, and he is doing well. So Marcus might think it is the right thing for him as well.